Okay.
Hi, I'm Jody Tjan, and I'm a small independent fashion brand called Jody Tjan. I produce here locally in New York City's Garment Center. What my brand does is we do capsule collections 2 times a year. There are 10 styles in each capsule. There are 10 core style staples for your wardrobe foundation. So here's the backstory of how I came into the fashion industry. My parents and I immigrated here with my family, and they started working in the fashion industry in the sewing factories. Eventually, they started owning their own sewing factories. So I have worked in a sewing factory as a teenager. I never thought that I was going to actually go into fashion. I actually thought I was going to go to law school or something similar. So while I was being waitlisted for law school, a family friend suggested I apply for fashion school, which I did apply, FIT being one of them. I went to take the test, I passed, and that's how I started my career in fashion. During my last semester in fashion design, a professor suggested I take pattern making to get more technical skills, so that's what I did. The reason why I like pattern making so much is because the creative design I have in my head, I can mathematically think about it in a flat pattern, 2D form, and then cut it and make it into a 3D form that fits into the body. How I started my career in fashion was during my last semester at FIT. I went through the curriculum of going through an internship, and the company that I landed in was great because all the people that were there were very helpful in teaching me, and I was one of those probably annoying kids that I asked a million questions of everyone because I wanted to know everything, even though it wasn't part of my curriculum or my internship. So I would say that that helped me launch my career, because after my internship, they did hire me, and I was with that company for 5 years. One of the very first jobs that I had that did runway shows was Tracy Reese. I would say that job was the job that I learned even more so than my internship job. Even though my position was production manager, I did more than that. Whether it was doing pattern making, being technical designer, helping out with logistics and shipping, just many roles, I got to do and learn a lot of things in that job. So fast forward a little bit, I went to work for a beading atelier that did a lot of consulting work for major fashion houses such as Oscar La Renta, Carolina Herrera, Bill Blass, Ralph Lauren, Vera Wang, Sergio Rossi, Nolan Blahnik, and quite a few that I've forgotten since. It was a very interesting job that helped me hone in a different set of craftsmanship and skill. One of the last brands I worked with was Protagonist, and then after that I started to do freelance work. Some of the brands I freelanced for were Jason Wu, Bibu Majapa, and Jonathan Simka. After working in the fashion industry and working for these brands, there are some issues that I want to address now that I have my own brand. The most obvious issue, of course, is overproduction. And one of the contributors of overproduction is MOQs. MOQs are minimum quantity. For those of you who don't know, basically, if you produce overseas, you have to produce a certain large quantity of the same product in order to meet the price or even have it produced. Another factor that most people don't talk about in production is sales actually has a lot to do with overproduction. And this comes from the department stores. So usually 70% gets sold at retail price, and then 30% of it goes on the sales floor before it goes to discounters and then landfill. Another issue I have is the quality of the products, especially at the contemporary and designer price points. A lot of brands, when they scale to a certain point, what they do is they start investing in people with business degrees rather than spend money on training people to have technical knowledge about how to make clothes. Oftentimes, they rely on factories, and factories being a business, they will cut corners if you don't know how to craft a garment. And this leads leads to my thinking is like designers are banking on their name rather than craftsmanship, especially when they have a reputation at a certain price point.
Whenever I go do market research and this is what I see, it shows me the production team does not know what they're doing. The stitches per inch is very distant over here, and then the mirror machine, it could be adjusted to be a small 1/4 inch finish instead of the usual 3/8. And then the ruching could be done with a ruching foot and then apply with a single stitch. And this is not what they had done. So it looks kind of messy, like a homeschool project instead of a couture dress. At this price point, you shouldn't get this kind of workmanship.
So one of the last issues I have is when brands scale to a certain size, inevitably what they do is they outsource their labor to overseas. This creates better profit margins for them, but it also, the craftsmanship suffers because no one's there to oversee the quality of the garments that's being made until it gets shipped over here, and then it's getting too late. With brands shipping their production offshore, New York's garment centers, sewing factories has diminished significantly. When I started developing my brand, I want to be mindful of these issues that I addressed previously. And I want to use all the knowledge I've gained in all my years of working in the fashion industry to make a quality product. In making my brand, I wanted to create high quality fashion that are made to last. And I want these pieces to be style staple for people to use as the foundation in developing their personal style. I want the style staples to be timeless and versatile.
Whenever people ask me where I get my design inspiration from, I can say that honestly, it's from my commute to work. Women on the street, very well dressed, they have their own personal style. People on the train, there's like a New York City vibe and style, how they put their clothes together. And then in addition to that, I look at trade magazines, I look at runway shows, I speak to my friends about their personal style or what they like to wear, their body issues, my body issues. These are just some of the things that inspire me in my design.
This is our stealth dress. It is one of the very first slip dresses that I made. In designing this dress, I have thought a lot about what do people wear as underpinning in a slip dress. As most women know, wearing a slip dress, the most difficult part is what is the underpinning that you wear with a slip dress. What bra do you wear? What body shaper do you wear that will hide all your lumps and bumps to get that perfect silhouette in wearing a slip dress? So I have built in a body shaper into the lining when I designed this dress. I had also put in a self bra. Another design detail I added to this dress is the 2 lacing panels on the side. There is a placket underneath the slip dress so the skin isn't exposed if you loosen up the lacing. And the reason why I made lacing into the side panel is to make it adjustable in case if you have a bigger chest or you need a little more room around the waist area. So it is completely adjustable if you just need that like 1/2 inch to maybe 1 inch in measurement. I want this brand to be about women for women, which means it's about women designing for women with the focus of the clothes being made by women here in New York City, and it's worn by women all over the world. I'm designing for the women who knows their personal style. The working woman who needs a fashion-forward work uniform. It's for the cosmopolitan woman who lives in the city, who has a very busy schedule. She needs a versatile outfit where she could go to 2 or 3 events a day, whether it's from work to happy hour to dinner with a husband or boyfriend. Personal style isn't about fads or trends. It's about self-expression and what makes you feel most confident. Thank you for spending the time to watch this video. I hope you took away learning a few things. Subscribe and follow. If you like this video, hit like down below. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, comment below and what you want to see. I could do some videos about running a brand, do some reviews on fashion shows, give you a behind the scenes of fashion industry, give you some tutorials about sewing or even how to do sketching. So comment below and let me know what we'd like to see in future videos. Bye!